Your sport in the West Midlands. BBC WM 95.6.
Oh, it's in! Would you believe it?
The Johnston Paints Trophy Final with Richard Wilford, live from Olympic Way, Wembley.
Our summariser for the big day, Martin O'Connor, and a very recent Walsall skipper in Andy Butler. Good afternoon to both of you gentlemen.
How are you, mate?
How you doing?
Andy, first of all, I mean, so great to see somebody with such a recent history of the club coming down to support the boys.
Yeah, well, I was only here this season, wasn't I? So I still have close friends with Richard O'Donnell there and James Baxendale. So thought I'd come down and watch the lads take on Bristol and hopefully get a good result.
We might as well kill two birds with one stone. Got two interesting guests. Former Walsall striker David Kelly and Pete Waterman.
Well, to me, I started supporting Walsall because it was like a family club, and it's still like that. They've still got some of the funniest supporters I've ever met, you know. You have to be, I suppose, if you support Walsall.
Here is Monsey, he's in, all of a sudden scores!
In it comes now, Sawyer's trying to flick it on and it's there!
Downing versus Fon Williams. Best to take Walsall through! Yes!
Ingolstadt, it's 2-0! Bradshaw!
Walsall Football Club, formed in 1888, are going to Wembley Stadium!
The Johnston Paints Trophy Final. Walsall versus Bristol City. Live from Wembley with Paul Franks.
Here come the two teams. The Walsall team led out by the manager Dean Smith, 44 a few days ago, the fourth longest serving manager in English football. And he looks around and surveys the scene and waves to maybe friends, waves to the fans. The noise around Wembley, absolutely deafening, 70,000 plus supporters.
Here we go. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you're listening to this broadcast. Hope you're feeling part of it at Wembley, as thousands here are. Walsall against Bristol City in the final of the Johnston's Paint Trophy, and we're underway on BBC WM with Bristol. Another corner from the left this time, and Flint heads Bristol City in front after 15 minutes. They defended the first corner well, but this second one a little bit further in, and Flint, the tall centre-half, escaped his marker and headed the ball home on the bounce past O'Donnell. And after a quarter of an hour, Walsall fall behind at Wembley. Aidan Flint for Bristol City, it's 1-0. But Bristol City happy to be patient. Looking for the byline, Freeman. Jinks back onto his right foot. Here's the cross coming in, and it's headed saved on the line and followed in by Mark Little for 2-0. And that might end Walsall's interest in this Johnston's Paint Trophy final.
Bristol City fans in unison waving their red and white scarves above their heads away to the left as the final whistle goes, and Bristol City have won the Johnston's Paint Trophy. They've beaten Walsall by 2-0 here at Wembley. A day high on emotion and expectation ultimately hasn't delivered, and the tears in some cases start to come out there on the Wembley pitch. The Chambers twins momentarily hide their faces in their shirts. Handshakes between the two sets of players. Adam Chambers embracing Frank Fielding, the Bristol City goalkeeper, his opposite number Richard O'Donnell. A warm hug between those two as they exchange words just outside the centre circle. Dean Smith just paused for a moment in the technical area and then turned to be alone with his thoughts for a few seconds. He's now shaking hands with some of the players who didn't get on, and one or two of those that did, like Tom Bradshaw and Anthony Ford and Jordan Cook, none of whom produced their best performances, unfortunately. And that will be Dean Smith's biggest regret, that ultimately Walsall didn't deliver on the biggest stage of all. It's finished in the Johnston's Paint Trophy final here at Wembley. Bristol City 2, Walsall 0.